surgery. So why do diets fail? I think diets fail for the same reason why a lot of things in this world fail. When there's a crisis, people always look to try to figure out ways to fix a problem, and by fixing the problem, they come upon strategies that they try to use. So, for example, if your company is struggling to make money financially, one of the things they might do is fire a bunch of people. That's a strategy. Or they might cut back on some of your benefits, like your leave and stuff like that. That would be a strategy also. And if you're having problems in your marriage, you might go see a counselor. That's a strategy. So when people are overweight, they try to lose weight by following diets and exercise programs. Maybe they will cut back on their portions. Maybe they'll try to cook fresh as opposed to going out to eat more, or fast food. Maybe they'll bring a salad for lunch instead of eating in the cafeteria. Maybe they'll stop eating after 7 p.m. That would be a strategy. Maybe they'll start going to the gym every day, or start exercising 3 or 4 times a week, and they try to set that schedule. Those are all strategies. And ultimately, almost every strategy is going to fail. And the reason why is because we can't keep it up long term enough to make the strategies work efficiently. Our strategies, the way we view strategies in our human mind and how it relates to time, is that we are so narrowly focused. And so our strategies would work if you could do it long enough. So dieting and exercising would work if you could do it long enough. And that's the difference. And the reason why people don't do it long enough is because they really haven't identified it into their lifestyle. Is usually what people say. So the perception that dieting or changing how you eat or exercising more don't work, that's actually false, in my opinion. Now they fail not because there's anything particularly wrong with them. It's just that people don't do it long enough. So the question then really becomes, if you want to lose weight, what is it you really need to do? That's where you have to change your daily habits. It's what we do on an everyday basis that's important. It's our daily habits that matter. So in an earlier broadcast, I talked about how you need to think about your habits as muscles, so that you just exercise every single day. So every time you're choosing to have ice cream after dinner, that would be exercising a bad habit muscle. And instead, we want to focus on good habit muscles. So you want to, instead of ice cream, have fruit for dessert. Or instead of soda with lunch, you'll have water. And every time you choose water over soda, you're exercising a good habit muscle. And you need to think of it as a muscle. It's just something you repeatedly do over and over and over again. Now, having said that, in order for that habit to get stronger, one, it's got to be easy. It's got to be easy. So it's easy to order water instead of Coke. And then it's easy to peel a banana or a slice of watermelon or an apple or peaches, more so than it is to bake a cake. So one, it has to be easier. It has to be easy, which also means it has to be readily accessible. So if you don't buy the fruit and put it in your kitchen, then you're less likely going to eat it after dinner, right? So you've got to buy it and put it in your house, which also means you can't buy the cake or ice cream and put it in the house too and hope that somehow it's just going to miraculously, like you're going to have the willpower to not eat it. That's just a setup for failure. So you want to make the good things highly accessible, the bad things not as easily accessible. Sounds very, very intuitive. The second thing you need to do is to make sure that you enjoy doing it. You know, if you're not enjoying exercising, which I don't really like going to the gym, that's why I'm all scrawny. You're not going to go long term. I mean, everybody wishes they could be like that guy or gal who wakes up at 5 o'clock, 3 times a week, 5 a.m. and goes to the gym, but we're not. for the most part, and you have to enjoy it, So I don't particularly enjoy going to the gym, so I don't, and I find other forms of exercise that I like gardening. I do push-ups and pull-ups. They're pretty simple, but I don't waste money or time on gym. Now, some people love it, and I strongly encourage them to do it, but for me, it's not easy, so I don't do it. So you got to enjoy it, and enjoying things is just basically, again, a repetition. You just keep doing it over and over again. Like the first time you ever try to cook, most people don't really enjoy it because it's something you're uncomfortable with, right? So you're uncomfortable with cooking or holding a knife, knowing the recipes and ingredients. You're splashing hot olive oil everywhere. It sucks. It hurts, and you don't want to do it. So you're likely to stop. So what you want to do then is just keep doing it. Maybe take some cooking lessons, get with a friend who cooks, and have them show you how to do things, and you just continue to do it, and you'll get better at it, and then you'll enjoy it more. It's the same thing as like going to the gym. You just get a workout buddy, someone who can show you how to use equipment, someone who can keep you accountable and keep going, and you just keep going, and you'll eventually like going to the gym. I just never liked it. I guess my older brother, was a big muscle head, and so he banged weights around and just, I don't know, he made it very unpleasant for me, so I didn't like to do that. So it's got to be easily accessible, and you've got to enjoy doing it. That's your daily habit. Now, these things are very simple, right? Like keeping junk out of your house is simple. Choosing water is simple. Going to buy a salad for $5 as opposed to going through a drive-through for $5. I mean, that's still simple. So why don't people do it? That's the question. Why don't people do these easy things? And the answer to that is through a motivational speaker named Jim Rohn, R-O-H-N. You should look him up, Jim Rohn. And his answer is this: the things that are easy to do are also easy not to do. The things that are easy to do are easy not to do. And when you recognize that's a truth, you kind of like, oh my gosh, like you just totally get it, So every day you have to make this conscious choice to do the easy thing, because that easy thing is also easy not to do. It's easy to go home and go for a walk around the block instead of sitting down, but it's also easy to not go for that walk and instead plop down on the couch and turn on the television. That's what you don't want. Okay, so the things that are easy to do are also easy not to do, and every day you have to make the conscious choice to do those easy things. And just say, hey, they're just easy. It's just easy picking water. Because reality is having a stroke is hard. Having a heart attack is hard. Being obese is hard. Having your joints ache is hard. Giving yourself insulin is hard. Right? Giving yourself insulin is hard. But choosing a salad is easy. Right? Or cooking is easy compared to that. Rehab is hard. For a new hip, that's hard. Okay, like recovering from a heart bypass, that's hard. So just understand it when you're trying to say, oh, diet and exercise is hard. No, it's not hard. It's these very easy things. You just need to choose to do them because they're also easy not to do. So what you're doing is now you're taking strategies and you're turning them into daily habits, and that's what you have to do. But ultimately, people won't do it, and here's the big point of why diets ultimately fail. Because in order for you, and this is what I want you to pay attention to, in order for you to change, in order for you to incorporate these strategies long term, you have to then change your story. And that's the key. Strategies don't mean anything unless you change your story, right? If your story is, I'm fat and lazy, chances are you're not going to go for a walk around the block. If your story is, I don't like salads, you're probably not going to pick that salad for lunch. And if your story is, I'm not a good cook, or I don't know how to cook, or no one will show me how to cook, then chances are you're not going to cook. And if your story is, fruits and vegetables is expensive, and I can't afford it, then you're not going to likely buy it. So in order for your strategies to stick, you've got to change your story. And what I told my patients yesterday is, like, I wouldn't wait for you to change your story. The mistake people make is they sit there and say they think that it has to already be for them to describe themselves as that way. And I say, no, it's the other way around. In order for it to become, you have to start acting as if it's already there. You know, I didn't wait to become a surgeon before I started studying to be a surgeon. You know, I knew I was meant to be a surgeon, and that traced backwards is what led me to take the classes and go to med school and residency and all that sort of stuff. And that's what you start from the beginning. So you've got to start saying, I'm healthy, I'm strong, I'm powerful, I'm energetic. And you might be tired because when you're 100, 150 pounds overweight, your knees hurt. And you're doing twice the work because you're carrying another person on your back. And so yes, it hurts more. I know that, I get that. But you still have to just say, I have energy. You have to say, I'm going for this walk. You got to do. And you only do that because you change your story. You got to change your story. And that's what I did. I started, instead of saying, hey, you know, I'm just a little community surgeon, one day I just said, hey, I'm an internationally renowned bariatric surgeon. And now I am. And I just started saying that. And the career took off and everything took off. I started saying I'm energetic. I started saying I have friends. I got a lot of friends now. I started, you know, I just act like the way I want my life to be. And that's changing your story. So if you don't want your diets to fail, if you don't want your weight loss surgery to fail, maybe you're a post-operative patient. If you don't want your weight loss surgery to fail, you got to quit talking about how you failed every diet or that you're worried that this is going to fail. You act as if, you tell the story, I'm going to rock this surgery. I am going to be healthy. I am not a diabetic. I am powerful. I am strong. And you're not going back to those old bad habits, and you're not going back to that old person that was like pained and in a bad relationship and felt defeated and weak. No, you got to start acting like you're powerful, and because the truth of the matter is you are. You are very powerful. There's nothing you can't do. There's nothing you can't become, and that includes defeating this disease of obesity. You know, and you can change it. It's all within your power to change if you will change your story. So that's ultimately why diets fail. People work on strategies, and they're just hoping the strategies will work. They don't realize they have to take these strategies, turn them into daily habits, disciplined daily habits that are easy to do, but that are also easy not to do. So you make the conscious choice to do these easy daily habits, and you do that by changing your story. You change your story, you change how you describe yourself, and that's how you're going to be successful long term. All right? That ends my lesson. Again, I'm Dr. Duck Vuong. I'm the author of Ultimate Gastric Sleeve Success. It's available on Amazon.com. I'm also director of Loveless Bariatrics in Albuquerque. Please keep tapping your screen. Give me a lot of hearts. You guys are doing